These are the tires we're going to change today. We've got a Ford Fusion 17-inch wheel. Pretty standard, pretty common. Definitely needs tires, so got these brought in today. Do some tires on those. Should be great on the machine. In a previous video, I did these 22-inch rim with a 35-inch tire. Load range F, so a little stiffer sidewall. Pretty easy to do with this machine though. As you can see, this is why it needs new tires. These ones are shot. A couple of them are good, but front wheel drive car, I'm betting there was some tire spinning on that thing. All right, when changing your tires, step number one on any machine, let all the air out. If you have air in your tires still, you can cause damage to the machine with any kind of back pressure. When the bead breaks or pops, you can also hurt yourself. So make sure, step one, get all the air out. By that, we're going to take this valve core tool and take the valve core out of this. So you unthread it. As you can see in here, it's got a little groove. It's almost just slips right in there, and then you're gonna thread it in and out. When you're working with a leverless or center post tire changer, you've got a post in the center that's going to drop through the hub opening. You don't have traditional clamps or jaws to grab the wheel. So what you need to do is pop out the center cap so you can have the center of the wheel open, because what we're gonna do is drop a center shaft through the center of the wheel to lock it in position. And what we have here is a lug pin. So basically you're gonna put the wheel on and put any of the lug nut holes, any one of them centered on this pin, and then you're gonna drop the center shaft through here. And what that's gonna do is lock the tire down in two spots to keep it from spinning, which is a common problem on a rim clamp jaw type tire changer. As those get older and worn down, the jaws can actually either lose grip or lose like the texture on them and cause the rim to slip and cause damage to the rim. So this option's a much safer option for wheels in today's market, especially with how many have 22-inch black wheels on them or 20-inch black wheels right from the factory. You don't want to cause any kind of damage, scratches, anything like that to those. So get a center post tire changer. They're much safer, less work. Actually, everything's pretty much button controlled. So it's just an all-around good machine to have. I've got my lug pin in my lug nut hole. Now I can take my center post, drop that in. When you see it bouncing, you're going to push down, give it a quarter turn. That's locked in place. That will not lift out. then you can either thread this down, or on ours you have a quick nut. I give it a little side to side shimmy just to center it while I'm tightening that down. We're set. Now we can go to breaking the tire down, getting the tire off. So for reference, you can see that the lug pin is sitting inside that lug nut hole. And when you tighten this down, all you're going to do is do that, give it a spin, and cinch it down. Tire's tight now. And that's how you mount it. Now that the tire's set on here, what we want to do is break the bead. So you need to get this separated from the rim so you can take the tire off. What we're going to do is use this roller to put pressure down on it, and by hitting these buttons here, we're going to control those rollers going up and down and in and out. So if I push this top roller button down, that's going to come down to the tire. What we can do is turn this laser pointer on, just turn the button on, and we've got a laser dot here. So now I can control the in and out motion with another button here. We've got in and out, so that's going to set our rim diameter. So now we got our laser set right where we need to be, right off the edge of the wheel. And as you'll see, when you push this down, I get that roller right in between the tire and the rim, and now we can indent that. So what that's doing is driving that underneath the lip of the wheel, so it's really going to break the tire. Push that down and start rotating. So I'm going to hit the pedal here, start rotating that, and as that rotates, that pressure pushes down. And what I like to do, because most vehicles have tire sensors now, as you can see, there's a sensor in there. You can either keep going around, and this will never touch that. I have it down far enough to touch it. Otherwise, if I lift up, I can back it off, and it's still not going to make contact with the sensor to break that. And just run that around, and we know that bead is broken all the way around. So we have this gap around the entire rim. So that one is set. We can move that up out of the way. And now we can take the bottom roller. I'm going to hit the bottom switch here. Bring that one up. So what you'll see here is now that bottom roller is sitting in there. We'll work that up. And I just kind of feel the gap, and I know that bottom bead is broke. Now we're going to take our tool head, bring that down, and always be mindful of where your tire pressure sensor is. If the sensor was right here, this can drive down and snap it. You don't want to do that. So that clicking or clunk you heard was the tire going back behind this tool head. There's a little hook on the back of it. Once I hear that, what I'm going to do is bring this sensor backwards When taking a tire off on any machine, you're going to want this tire sensor valve stem just after the tool head. If it was, say, opposite over here, the minute you pry that tire over this edge, that tire is going to drive into that sensor and snap it. So now that I've got the tool head set right here, I'm just going to rotate the tire. Now that first bead is off, I'm going to bring that sensor back around. So there's the hook on the back side of this. That's going to hold my tire up for me. What I did was bring this bottom arm, this bead roller, back up. That's gonna take our second bead off. No pry bar, no trying to reach in there, no trying to take this tool head and get behind there. It's as simple as bringing that roller up till you see it. And simply stand on the pedal. And the second I go down with this, the arm is gonna retract. So we'll get this bad tire out of there. So as you can see, this is sitting over the face of the wheel. But the minute I go down with this switch, that retracts. So it'll never make contact with the face of the wheel. Now to put the tires on. What we'll do is take our tire face first, make sure we get our sidewall lubed up really good here. Just makes life a lot easier when you're trying to put these on. It even makes it a lot easier taking them off. So a lot of times I'll put tire paste on the tool head. Make sure tires kind of glide across that. So now, when taking the tire off, I said position the valve stem just after the tool head. It's the opposite when putting tires on. You want this tire sensor, the valve stem, to be opposite of the tool head. As you see, this tire is going to be kind of right on the edge of the sensor. Bring this valve stem back. So now that valve stem is sitting opposite of the tool head. Now we can bring in our helper arm. The reason for the helper arm is to keep the sidewall pushed down while the tire rotates around. And what you're gonna do is you wanna keep it down in what we call the drop center of the wheel. So below this lip, that's the narrowest part of the rim. And what that's gonna do is allow this tire to go underneath and slip in there and allow more room or more stretch when it comes around to the tool head. It's not fighting and you're not gonna tear the sidewall. If the sidewall was stuck up against the edge of the wheel here, there's not enough room for it. And even though it's rubber, it's got reinforced steel in a lot of it. The sidewall right here will actually tear if it gets too tight. Not good. So what you'll do is run this down just below the drop center, and this arm is going to actually rotate around as the tire spins. It's on a joint here and back there, so we can get that to actually move around while it's going. Just makes life a lot easier. No pry bars involved on this.